Good day, folks. Let's tie a Dub Thumper jig leech. So this is just a play on the classic semi-seal leech, using a jig hook and a head turner bead. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this in a variety of colors. I'm doing some black and red ones right now, so that's the color we're going to do, but any color of semi-seal you can find, pair it with a bead, pair it with a jig hook, and that's all there is to it. So I'm just going to pull out a clump of semi-seal, and all I'm doing is just kind of pulling and stacking it, and I'm just trying to kind of line up these fibers to create my tail. So I'll just get those lined up kind of like so, and then you don't need a super long tail, kind of about the similar length to the body of the fly is about what you need. So then I'll just tie that in with some good wraps, like so. And I'll come up and just nip out that excess. I leave that little bit there just because it kind of evens out that spot there where the bead is. Okay, so we've got a decent little tail there. And now I'm going to grab a dubbing twister. And you definitely want to either build a wire dubbing brush for this, or use the twister like this. You just can't get the same effect out of this pattern unless you do. So I'll just usually about, for this hook is a size 10, 2 to 3 clumps is all I'm going to need, and try to do them fairly sparse. If I pull it out and it seems thick, then I just kind of do like I almost did with the tail and just loosen all those fibers up a little bit. They'll just spin up a little easier that way. So that might be enough there, but I'm just going to put just a little bit more just in case. Better to have a little more than a little less. And then I'll just go ahead and give that a good spin. And I'm just going to grab a good dubbing brush. I'll brush it out after, but you'll see the difference it makes when you brush out your loop before you wrap it. So you make the middle becomes a lot thinner, and then you have a ton of fibers kind of radiating out here, and that when we wrap that, that's what we want. You're shooting for lots of movement with this thing. So I'm just going to start wrapping this, and much like you would a hackle, I'm just going to sweep everything back as I go. And it might look like you're binding stuff down and that kind of thing, but don't worry about it, because we are going to brush that out again when we're done. So tie off your loop and just get rid of the excess. And I'll just pull everything back and lock it all in with some good wraps. If you'd like, throw some glue on your thread at this point. I just usually give a couple good whip finishes, just like so. Then now we want to come in and really brush this thing out. So get all those fibers going back. If you really like to have these things kind of styling in your box, then you can just run them under, for like 3-4 seconds under some hot water, and that'll take some of the memory out of the out of this synthetic dubbing. But honestly, once it hits the water on the lake, it pulls into form pretty quick. So that's kind of what you're looking for. Got a bit of a, almost kind of a teardrop shape to them. This one's going to ride hook point up, being the jig hook. So if you're fishing around the weeds, this can be pretty handy. And that's about all there is to it. So pretty simple and easy pattern, durable. If you do build a wire dubbing brush, they're super durable, but not much to them. But man, they catch fish. Been around for a long time, and the addition of the jig hook just makes it a little more versatile. So there you go. That is the Dub Thumper Jig Leech. Thanks very much for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. And until the next one, cheers and tight lines.